Mercury in Cancer and the law of attraction. This is a kind of funny one for me because Cancer is such a watery sign, so emotional and intuitive. And I think Mercury may feel a little bit like he's you know, trying to swim through the tides, and there's a little bit of conflict going on here. So I want to offer this for the idea of utilizing Mercury and the laws of attraction to their highest vibration. This is going to be super important for Cancers because your intuitive body is so incredibly strong. And I feel as if when I think about the important dynamics I'm emphasizing in these videos, which is Mercury's I think and I speak, and then I experience. That's the formula. So here, I think if those that have Mercury in Cancer get to really think about self-nurturing, and if their thoughts are nurturing the experience they want to have, of all the signs in the zodiac, I think Mercury is the most, Cancer is the most giving, overly giving. It rules family and the nurturing of family, and what the ultimate members of that family will experience in the history of the family. And we know that the history is imprinted upon the mind, and the mind creates a belief as a result of the history, and then takes that history and usually marches it right into the present and on into the future. So here, I think that this is an opportunity for those that have Mercury in the fourth house of Cancer, is to really sort of move all the other players out of your manifestation process right now, and sort of look at them as you'll be able to help them once you have yourself set and aligned to the experiences you want. So I think the very first entry point is to examine the belief system of how do I nurture myself? Do I allow myself permission to be wrong? Do I allow myself permission to be late? Do I allow myself permission not to get all the things I need to do done for others? Do I allow myself to self-soothe, to take care of myself, to give myself permission to play, to relax, to veg out? I think this is super important because ultimately the emotional body is going to hold the vibrational resonance for the manifestation. So while what we think about starts the momentum, the belief of it turns it emotional. So here, there is a very strong dynamic of marrying the thought and the emotion. And it's absolutely true, 100%, that they are intertwined. They are a rope, a braid. They're one coin, two sides. But most people separate them as if one operates independently of the other. So for my Mercury's in the fourth house of home, patriotism, where I put my roots down, what I call my sanctuary. Are you creating a sanctuary for your emotional body? Are you allowing your thinking process to put you into the mix of those that need to be watered and tended to in order to grow big and strong? And, as I say that, I almost feel this sense of guilt and shame. Cancer is ruled by the crab, and, people talk about the crab going back and forth, but it goes back and forth on the water line and in between the rocks. And I feel as if we take those metaphors, right, you can find protection. That's what the crab is doing when it's going under the rock, right? So I feel as if in order to use the powers of the law of attraction and the elements of Mercury within the house of Cancer, it's important to identify where you may project into the future fears that are not sitting in today's moment. I think that might be the most influential thing where the monkey mind sort of gets a little bit of a foothold here and starts to trip you up, telling you of all the things that haven't happened yet, but they're out there and you need to be mindful of them. So as you take an inventory of that, and I want to offer it this way, because the best way you could take that inventory is in like a salt bath, or with your feet in water, or somewhere where you're nurturing the Cancerian element of being able to hear the ocean while you're taking this mercurial inventory. Because I think as a Cancer, when you really start to look at it, you will see that probably 9 things out of 10 on the list of concerns you may have are, again, projections out into the future where things are not working for you. Then realizing that the universe is a computer, and the thoughts that you have reflect the beliefs that run deep, that live in your emotional body. You can now start to say, and the evolved part of me is calling forth this experience. And so as you identify where it's either futuristic or from the past, you can bring that into the present. And how do I want to give myself permission to believe in myself enough to allow the universe to give me an experience that then lets me know that inherently the crab knows how to protect itself, whether it needs to crawl into its shell for a minute or find comfort under a rock, or to venture up onto the shore a bit and look for sustenance. So I think one of the little bit of challenging things here is that I think with Mercury in Cancer, there can be a tendency to be a little bit feeling like you're not enough, feeling like you're never doing enough or being enough or allowing other people to have enough. And so I think when you step back, and this is another little exercise I'd like to offer you, because Mercury rules school-age children in Cancer, it's ruling children in the home. And if you could look at yourself and your inner child as valuable a part of the family dynamic, if not even in some ways because you hold such a responsibility for how the family thinks and how the family speaks. And how those within your friend family, fourth house doesn't always have to be DNA. So, because Mercury also rules friends. So here, I think you really have an opportunity to get into the maze of your mind and then start to implement a more adaptable focus, a more soft focus, maybe in some ways, if there's a strong fear of something or a strong habit of fearful thoughts. And I think, again, using the idea of pen to paper, maybe even a pencil, something natural, so it has a flowy to it, and letting yourself write this while you have part of your body in some sort of water element. And salt water would be optimum. Epsom salts are great. I think this could combine the mercurial traits with the Cancerian traits and allow an intuitive epiphany to come through that will then foster stronger connection to your thoughts, and your thoughts being repetitive create a momentum, and the momentum creates your experience. All right, that's it for Mercury in Cancer and the law of attraction.